Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. My name's Isatu. Today I want to talk on initiation. What initiation is why we need to be initiated, and the level that you may be at depending whether you've had initiation or not. Now, one thing I can say is what I always say is what may resonate with me may not resonate with you. What I believe, you may not believe. But the way that I see it is everything that is thought of has a possibility. So it is true and it isn't true, right? And I always keep an open mind when I think of things like that. I don't ever believe what I may say or what someone else may say is absolute facts, because we know that there's many, many, many possibilities, right? But however, one thing I do know, and this is not believe, this is know for a simple fact, is for an absolute fact, is initiation must take place. When you are called to be of service, especially in a highway, and you have to go through initiation, right? And many people believe that initiation is when we are children, what we go through as a child, right? No. That gives you the resilience to help you navigate the initiation, right? Now, this initiation could be anything from a really, really severe illness, some form of tragic accident that can involve passing over and coming back, or obviously you have to come back because that's the whole point in the mission, right? Because you're going to fulfill the mission, or you losing somebody, and there could be many more. And please drop your thoughts and knowledge, wisdom in the comments below, because it'd be interesting to find what other people feel and think, right? But you have to go through this initiation so you're able to navigate your calling, and that calling is usually quite high. If you've gone through a very traumatic childhood, from the minute you was born, right, you are more likely to have a higher calling on your life. And that is because you have chosen to incarnate into this physical reality, having to take on all these lessons, all these trials, all these, it's like, damn, just give it to me, I'll take everything, right? And we know there's loads of people out there that literally stood there and was like, give me every lesson, I don't want to come back here again. Right? So I know, right? So they're the ones that will necessarily have the highest calling, not the highest, but a higher calling, right? Guys, there's no higher, lower, there's none of that. Spirit is spirit, right? It just works in a different way. Everyone's journey, everyone's purpose is significant to the whole, and it all plays a part. We all our purposes are like different body parts. They all need to work together, come together in order for it to, work and navigate. So you will have someone that has this higher calling on their life, and they get to a point where, okay, they've gone through the childhood trauma and the crazy childhood upbringing. They may not have many family members to actually have any supports. They may have had to have supported themselves through all of this trauma and pain, right? And you'll find that initiation will come. So it can come more than once as well, right? Depending on what your calling is and the levels of your calling, right? So for me, prime example is mine was losing, right? A lot, without going into too much detail, because it's heavy, right? But I will share it at some point. But I buried 4 children. So this for me was a massive thing. And I knew when it actually happened that my lesson was unconditional love. And it was so bizarre because there was no logical reason why I'd know this. And I wasn't even at the level that I'm at now, like consciously. And the awareness that I have, I was not in it. I was literally in full-blown religion, right? But I knew that there was a reason for it, right? And there was a lesson to be learned. And it was so strange because I remember saying to Spirit, look, Spirit, God, whatever I named it at that point, it was probably God, right? If it's to happen again, then please make me be able to say goodbye and let this last child be alive, right? And I was really far gone in term they wasn't small children, right? Hence the reason why I had to have funerals. But regardless of whether it's a 3-day miscarriage or a stillbirth or whatever it is, it's significant because it's a soul, it's a life, it's a connection. So everybody in this position is, the pain is equally as much, right? There's no greater pain than loss, especially as of a child, right? But that led me to where I'm at now. And it was so bizarre because I would question, I'd be like, why am I not insane? Because there's so much more to this story than I'm, giving out here. And like I said, there will be a point where I will share as time progresses and I feel led to. But it was so deep, like it was so traumatic. It wasn't something that happened naturally. There was actually failures involved on all 4, right? So it was really, really, really difficult to navigate, and I had to learn a lot, and unconditional love was one of them. Forgiveness was another, because there was a lot of issues involved in why it happened, right? Why they continue to happen as well, sorry. But it was really, really hard, and it got me to a place where I fully get it. I see the childhood to this moment to where I'm at now. And even now, it was like, it's almost like you go through many, many, many dark nights of the soul. It will be complete death of yourself, of who you are, of who you're, your programming, the way that you think, the way that you feel. All of this gets stripped, and it's layer by layer by layer. And each time it happens, you feel like you're losing a part of yourself, but you're not actually losing a part of yourself. You're losing the part of you that doesn't resonate with where you're going. So when you feel like you don't know what the hell's going on, there's a reason for that, right? You have to go through that moment of confusion, that moment of kind of like low, in order to get back up. Because in order to rise, there must be a decline. And I think I've said this in one of my other videos. It's super, super significant that you actually have to decline in order to rise back up, right? So the initiation, I would say, me personally, I haven't had it. So, and I know there's something that's happening right now within me that is kind of like, it's questionable. Is this what's happening? Is this what's happening, right? So you can almost feel it. It's like something's going to happen, but you're not scared. Like, there's no fear involved. It's like, you just know, okay, do you accept it or do you not? And strange little things will happen as well, where you will get a lot of synchronicities, angel numbers, yeah, but more specific, like the other day in my garden, for instance, there was 2 of each animal. Like, it was mad. It was like Noah's Ark. I had like 2 sets of robins, 2 sets of pigeons, and there's a black cat that keeps on coming into my garden like every single day, and it has done for the last 3 weeks. And black cats are guides, they're spiritual guides, they're protectors, they amplify your energy as well. So they're really, really significant in your spiritual growth when you see them, especially if they're coming towards you, because cats are usually very wary of people. So that's a good indicator, right? So yeah, I truly, truly believe that initiation has to happen. And if you haven't been initiated, then it's either, it's either a situation where you are going to be initiated at some point, or you will have to go through something And that is a lot for people, especially the spiritual community, the love and light, to accept, because it's like, well, think positive, and it's got nothing to do with that. When there's a rise, a decline must happen in some shape, way, or form. And this is even with regards to manifestation, right? In order for you to manifest something, something has to decline. Say, for instance, you want to win something and it's a competition, and there's multiple people that's applied for this same competition, and you win and they don't. They lose something and you gain. So there's always going to be a loss involved somewhere, right? And like I said, initiation has levels of it, and it's not always just a straight one time initiation. Some people have that, some people have multiple small initiations, and it could be anything, right? Anything from you losing something to, everyone has their own unique journey. And again, this is not to put the fear factor on anybody, because it is what it is, right? There's no good, there's no bad, there's no right or wrong. It just is what it is. But everything has to have a decline. And I know this video has been super, super long, a lot longer than my older videos. However, it needed. I really felt an urge to share this. But please share your experiences in the comments and your thoughts on this, and subscribe if you haven't. Show some support. Yeah. Remember, the power is always within you.